I've known people who are secular and they say that the reason why they don't like it is because you're killing kids. But I would say killing kids is kind of gangster. So at that point, right? I mean, yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you guys are.
Yeah, I
We're
just
in the
read the
same
word.
boat.
Like, if you just like encourage them to be themselves, bro, I I don't know.
Some kind of thoughts, right? So
Yeah.
I want to be controversial, but
Right, 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 yeah, even though you're right, 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 right.
So, we're here in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and I'm just here to spread the good news. A lot of people feel as though, even though that Trump is never really said this in his platform, that now that Trump is a president-elect and he's about to be the president, that he's going to get rid of all of the abilities to murder children. Whoopsie, that's the wind. Aw, I guess nature doesn't want this to be advertised either. Oh well, but so we have right now, I'm just spreading the good news that, you don't have to worry. You can still kill your children. I'm just going to give them information as to how to find their nearest Planned Parenthood or abortion center. And yeah, we'll see how people react.
Charles.
Charles, nice to meet you, Charles. Okay, so the election happened about a week ago, right? And, I saw a lot of hysteria online, and I just felt moved to come out here and just let people know, because a lot of women in particular, are scared that they won't have the right to kill their children anymore. So I'm just coming out here to let people know that you can come out here and you can still kill your children. Like, there's Planned Parenthoods, and you can still get access to the ability to murder your children if you want. And it's free in the state of New Jersey. It's only to the certain states it's not allowed, but in New Jersey it's allowed all the way up to 9 months. How do you feel about that?
No, I'm not. I'm not agree with that point.
You don't agree with that? Why don't you agree with it?
Yeah, because it is not correct to kill somebody else, and a baby or a person who is forming inside of the belly of a woman is a human being.
Right,
So
but
it's
is
not correct?
sure, but I can see why that would upset you. But what about women's health care? Doesn't that matter?
For sure, but always there is a way that they can find a solution for some situations, right? So
Right. Okay, I can't keep doing this to you, man. All right, so this is what I'm doing. Known as political satire. I'm taking the
okay.
position of I'm with you too. I think abortion is bad.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah,
fact of not killing.
Yeah, I don't think you should. I think that it should be illegal, but I think that just to popularize on what has happened so far, it'd be good to just tell people like, hey, because I'm imagining somebody coming down and being like, oh, are we? And I want to get their reaction of someone who genuinely wants it.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you guys are.
Yeah,
we're
just
in
spread the
same
word.
boat, right?
Yeah, let the people come down. They can feel the message, and I want to spread it. Maybe some other people might not know. Like, for example,
Consciousness, right? It's a good point to make conscious.
yeah. Hey, do you want to hear the good news? Want to hear the good news? Want to talk about it?
What's the name of the channel?
This is a world of fiction. Sure? Okay, give me 1 second. All right, well, thank you for your conversation, Charles. So this woman you see on the screen right now, I've already had a conversation with her. She had some, in my opinion, a bit of a wacky take. If you are interested in hearing that wacky take, you can go to the channel, go through playlists to Satire Debates. Just scroll till you see the thumbnail with her in it. This was the video that I actually uploaded yesterday. And on this channel, I upload a new video every single day, so I'll have one tomorrow. So if you ever want to go through and backlog anything that I've ever uploaded, it'll be in these playlists. Thank you. Now let's get back to this world of fiction. Literally just had an interview with that girl. I was talking to her about I want to be able to, I want to be able to ensure that people still have the right to kill their baby. And she was just going along with it as though like it wasn't,
It's unbelievable.
yeah, people are wild, man.
Yeah. That's why maybe sometimes maybe this world is a kind of crazy right now, upside down because of some kind of thoughts, right? So
Yeah.
I want to be controversial, but I do think
No, but like
that,
you need to. I personally, guys, like I think that you need to be able to just, if you see something that's wrong, call the shit out, man. Like you gotta.
Sure, I completely agree with that point.
Don't be the
She didn't
silent.
like when we called it murder.
Yeah, she didn't like it when we called it murder. I'm like, so wait, what? And so I asked. I'm sitting down with her, and I'm just like, wait, so what's wrong with it? She's like, do you know what an abortion is? And she's like, well, yeah, I've just never heard it like that. And I'm just, all right, so then what's wrong with me saying that? He's like, I guess nothing. And she just walks away as if it was a normal I don't know. These people have fucking programming. It's so strange. What's your name?
Caroline.
Caroline? Nice to meet you, Caroline. Okay, so with the election happening this past week, there were a lot of people that were worried that either their rights are going to be taken away. And this specific week, I think since it's such an important conversation to have, I just wanted to reach out to people and just let them know that, you know, the ability to kill your baby is still going to be with you. Like we have, we're still going to be able to have all the way up to 9 months. And matter of fact, there's even a Planned Parenthood in this very city right now where you can go and do that today, no questions asked. It's never going to be a problem. So in your group of circles, I guess I just want to ask, what's the sentimentality now that Trump has been able to be elected president? Is there like a era of gloom or things that are going to be taken away from you? What's your thoughts?
Well, I know he can't control everything that's going on in the country. That's just not how it works. That's why we have a House of Representatives for each state. I don't really know how politics work, but I know he can't just simply boom take away rights like that. Everything goes on votes, and that's why we're in a democracy, right?
Right. And what I wanted to add on top of that, and Fisby, if you ever want to say your piece, just let me know. I don't want to ever feel like I'm cutting you off because, you know,
I'm
you're
a 26-year-old that barely knows politics. So
okay. Fair enough. So what it is right now, ever since Roe v. Wade, unfortunately, got overturned. Are you familiar with Roe v. Wade?
I know that has to do with abortion.
Right. So I guess I'll give you context just to raise awareness. So what Roe v. Wade is, it was a court case a long time ago that was settled that essentially gave women the right to abortion. So federally, no matter what state because it was a federal case, no state could ban abortion. Unfortunately, as time went on, they looked at it and they reviewed it, and it got overturned, which means that they said that the decision is no longer valid because something about the appeals process happened, and they said that first it can't be a right. So what that means now is now down to the state. So each state individually can decide whether or not they want to ban it, or if it's illegal, or how far they want to. So in Jersey, we're fortunate enough where you can have it all the way up to 9 months. So even if like you're at 8.5 weeks, if you want to kill your kid, then you are more than welcome to it.
That's insane.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
Well, knowing that you're pregnant for that long and continuously having, a term up until 9 months and then choosing to terminate, that's kind of insane. But I can see somebody that finds out and they're like 3 to 6 weeks in, or I would say maybe up to maybe 3 months. I would say like that's like, all right, you probably should know at that point whether you're keeping it or not. But
I guess, and you know, this is why I'm good to.
That's interesting. I didn't know that New Jersey had that.
Right. Okay. Well, I think it's good that you're here because I love to talk to people from different ideas and what they believe, and I don't ever want you to feel like I'm forcing you to believe anything. So, I guess what I want to say is, why would it matter? Because at the end of the day, it's a woman's right to choose, right? So, no matter what, like you should be allowed to like kill your kids if you want to. It's not about somebody else's choice. It's not about the government. Again, if you disagree, please tell me. But like, it shouldn't matter if it's out on the table, which by the way it's legal in Jersey. It's like fortunately, like so, like even if like if you attempt an abortion at like say you're 8.5 months or 9 months, and the abortion fails, meaning like they try to kill the kid but it happened to survive. Well, I mean, first of all, what a champion, I guess at that point. I've never survived being killed before, but if it ended up surviving, right? And they had it on the table and, you know, it got delivered, they would just be able to let it die on the table. So, you know, yeah. So if what I think is important to mention that and why it's a part of it, we should not be ashamed of whatever process it is. It's like, what do you think? Should there be any shame as far, because you said you found a bit of issue after 3 months. So what is it with you?
Well, I guess my thing is you should, unless it's one of those rare scenarios where they don't know that they're pregnant, the belly is barely showing, like they maybe had no symptoms. There's are cases that way where there was no symptoms showing and they had no idea. Mm-hmm. At that point, like sure, that makes sense. But if you knowingly are pregnant and are kind of wishy-washy about it, and you're allowing this the fetus to like develop up until the point where And it's such a touchy subject too, because it doesn't have like a real consciousness. It's never even breathed its first breath of air. So
Yeah, that doesn't happen until like the breath of air doesn't happen. But you know, like it doesn't even matter if the brain is developed at like 5 weeks. You know, like I understand it can feel pain like at around like the third trimester, but like, but the woman though.
But ultimately, it's always the woman's choice, because you can't tell somebody else that they're either emotionally ready, financially ready, whether they want kids. You can't force somebody to want to be a parent. Some people don't want that for their life. I also know about cases where there was miscarriages, or the baby was not going to, be delivered to term, and they're either in Texas or one of those states where they're not allowed to abort, and they have medical complications because they were not allowed to terminate a pregnancy that is literally killing them. So,
right, and I think it is, just to give people like the benefit of the doubt, because I like to pride myself on being very informed. I know what cases you're referring to, but it's. And again, I want to really make it down to it's the woman's choice. It doesn't matter. Just like how with a firearm, 100%. If you want to own a firearm it doesn't matter what your choice is. You have a right to do that. Right. So, but when it comes to the woman, it doesn't matter if she's dying. It doesn't matter. But here's the thing. Stand in that. In those cases that you're referring to, abortion is never necessary to save the life of a mother, because what actually happens is that like if it ever is a situation where like the fetus or the kid is like being toxic towards the kid, or whatever the situation is, how they actually deal with that is a cesarean section. Because how you get rid of that and the sepsis is by literally taking the baby out. None of that is an abortion is required, but that's not the point. The point is that you should be able to have that choice. Exactly. A lot of people will try to guilt. Like me personally, I haven't had the abortions personally, but I mean, I paid for 4 abortions, with 2 with her, 2 with my other girlfriend, and then like one more like from way back in the time. Yeah. And so like I have experience with it. Like people want to scare you, and like I've been there. Like she'll tell you eventually. She's doing a cameraman thing. She's not allowed to talk right now, but that's the only time she's not allowed to talk. Every other time she's allowed to talk anytime she wants. But right now, going through it, I don't know. Have you ever personally had an abortion? Yeah. Okay, so then like when you have it, like there's stuff that expels out of you, and like you still have to push all that out. That doesn't, like, an abortion doesn't magically make all that stuff go away. But you know what? That's a difficult and hard process that I'm sure most people are aware. Like when you first had your abortion, were you aware of that being?
I'm sorry. I know somebody that.
Oh, you know somebody. Okay, so when somebody that you knew, right? So I didn't want to put words in your mouth. So someone that you knew. Do you think that they were aware of that was happening when they were going into the procedure?
Well, they were 100% aware. They went in there for that reason. I'm not sure if I understand the question.
The question being is that were they aware going into the procedure, whatever trimester it would be, that they would have to still expel and still have to deal with like the body parts and parts that are still in even like weeks up after the abortion?
I don't believe that they were that far into where they would have had to worry about that. It was still in very much like zygote formation, so
right.
It was very early on.
Right.
I know that it was very emotionally taxing for her, but ultimately it was the best decision for her. She was in a very toxic relationship, and she shouldn't be forced to have a kid just because she had unprotected sex.
Right. Yeah. Never wanted to be held. Never want to be accountable for our own actions. Like that's why we have all these extra things, right? We have the birth control. We have all these other things. But you know what? Abortion is a form of birth control, and that's a woman's health that needs to be said. So, is there anything else that you're a bit foggy on as far that you would like to know? Because I promise you, I'm a very big fountain of knowledge. Like I know a lot of case law. I studied on this. Is there anything about abortion that you specifically would like to know before we?
Yeah, I feel like it's all very, and maybe this is just my assumption, but I feel like it's all very religious based, like whether it's right or wrong. And I just never really understood why in the first place we are being told that it's not allowed, what like the basis for that is. If it's religious based, and if it is religious based, then that's kind of BS, because we are in America and we should choose our own religion.
Well, I've known people who are secular, and they say that the reason why they don't like it is because you're killing kids. Okay. But I would say killing kids is kind of gangster. So at that point, right? I mean, yeah, like I can say that I've hired a hitman 3 times. So like I think that's a thing that's just like a general thing that you can. It's a badge of honor, right? You shouldn't be ashamed of your choices, and you shouldn't be ashamed of. And if you are ashamed of your choices, maybe you shouldn't have made those choices. But these are not choices that we should be ashamed of.
Right.
So again, last thing I'm going to say is there anything like as far as like case law, other states that you want to know as far as like access to it that you want to share with others, or that you would like me to tell you about?
Man, all I gotta say is pro-choice.
All right, yeah, pro-choice, exactly. All right, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. If you want to look us up, again, we're a brand new channel, so you might not find us right away. This is a world of fiction. I am Phiction, your host.
Sweet.
Thank you so much again. Have a great day.
Bye.
Yep. Bye. All right, now let's clean up. It's getting dark. We should probably wrap up for the day. Right? Yo, it is insane. These people have no shame. Like, if you just like encourage them to be themselves, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, bro, you gotta. My message to you guys, like, if you're in a room and you hear something that's like you think is wrong or you know is wrong, like, just say something, man. Because like this is what their echo chambers look like, dude. Like, they are literally having conversations like that all the time, and they've never ever had someone, like, even with the girl earlier before, they never hear someone disagree with them or never say no. We've got to break them out of their echo chamber, and we are the majority, guys. So like, gotta get out there and like, just, if you know it's bullshit, say it's bullshit. If you know it's wrong, say it's wrong. Like, go from there, man. Anyways, this is a world of fiction. We were here in Perth Amboy, had a nice little roundup. It's getting dark out, so don't want to use the day hours. And I am hungry, so this woman has to make me my dinner. So we're going to go out there, guys. Remember, just subscribe to the channel. Every day we're going to have more videos like this and the street interviews. Thank you guys so much again. Just subscribe to the channel and be on the lookout. The aim is for a video every single day. Once a week, we're going to do behind-the-scene content, and we're going to mix in between the street interviews and the street debates. So please, and the political satire. So please, when you have a chance, give me a follow. Love to hear it. This is a world of fiction.
Right. Yeah, even though you're right.
Super talented. Made my songs on my own.
Right.
I've been torrented.
Right.
So